Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm actually so excited for this solo episode today. It's fun when I get to come in here and just kind of share my thoughts with you, things that are currently going on in my life or ideas that have come to me, lessons that I've been learning. And so thank you for being here today and thank you for listening to the podcast. Also, thank you for sharing this podcast with your friends and your family, the people in your community, because honestly, that's how we get these messages out to the people who need to hear them. And so I just wanted to say thank you today. So yesterday, I was able to get a massage. So once a month, I have a massage therapist come to my home and I go into my gym and I turn on the light mirrors. I have these little tiny twinkling mirrors or lights along the mirror. I turn those on. I fill the diffuser with scents that are relaxing and lovely. And then I turn off the lights. I turn a heated pad on the massage bed. Then I made like a music playlist. Hello. I made a playlist with relaxing songs, ones that are going to invite some rest, that are going to maybe spark some inspiration. And I don't just have her come to my house and give me a massage. I talked to her about some of her clients and I'm like, is everyone do this? I actually put on a robe before she comes so I don't have to actually get dressed after. I just slip back into my robe. I go all out, make this a spa experience at my own house. And in talking to her, she's like, no, not everyone does this. In fact, most people don't. Some people get massaged in their front room. Some people go in their bedroom. Some people, go into a gym or a downstairs like me, but I literally go all out from beginning to end. And honestly, I have zero regrets about it. So last night she was coming for the massage and I was standing in there in the room getting ready for it. And I was like, this is going to be amazing. It's going to feel so good. I really need this massage. And all of that is true. But here is where the lesson came to me. So, we start the massage and she's kind of rubbing my neck and rubbing my shoulders. And there's a little tension in my shoulders and she works through that pretty well. And there's a little bit of maybe I would say, discomfort as she's working out some maybe tension in my shoulders and my neck. But nothing too terrible that I'm still kind of thinking, this feels really good. I'm so happy I'm getting this. And something I love about massage is it just feels like it wakes up your whole body. And it's also a really cool way to give attention to all parts of your body. And something about that just feels really invigorating to me. And it feels like I'm doing my body that works so hard for me a really nice favor. And so I just love the practice of massage. Also, my muscles, my alignment, everything I feel does better as I get my circulation, as I get consistent massages. So anyway, so she's doing my shoulders, my neck. She kind of goes down the back side of you first, and then you roll over and she does the front side of you. But it's a very it's this pattern that she does, and it goes down the right side and then back, then over to down the left side. You flip over, up the right side, and then over up the left side. And then she finishes with your head and your neck on your back and your face. Ooh, I love the face part. So as I'm laying there, I'm getting a lot of downloads, a lot of inspiration, and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, I really should have a notebook right here, because I didn't even want to ask for my phone, because getting my phone felt like that would be a distraction, but I had all these thoughts coming to me and I really wanted to write them down. And this lesson that I'm sharing with you here today on this episode is actually one of the things that kept coming to me. So as she's moving down, she goes to my Achilles, my calves, my arches. That part of my body hates being massaged. I don't know what it is. In fact, back in the day when I used to get massages when I worked at a sports club, I literally would say, I want everything massaged except for my legs, my lower legs especially. No, thank you. I will have my feet rubbed, but I don't like how it feels on my legs for whatever reason. And I still don't know what the reason is. It just feels so uncomfortable to me. It hurts. It's actually kind of painful. But I have learned that if it's painful, it's probably a little bit important. And so she's literally going to my Achilles, around up my calf, the side of my calf, all of those things. And there have been times where my response to that massage I've about kicked her in the face with my heel, not on purpose. There's just this reaction that happens because it's like painful. And sometimes I flinch and I kick. Sometimes I'm like squeezing my hands, maybe even sweating a little bit. And I'm just like biting like the sheets. And I'm like, okay, deep breaths, whatever. Well, last night, as I started to feel the pain because it is so tight. Like that's a place where I neglect a lot of stretching, I feel like, is in my feet and my Achilles and my calves. And for whatever reason, it just gets really tight there. And the second I started feeling that pain, I decided last night that instead of tensing up and instead of reacting and instead of like thinking about how much pain it was, I kept saying to myself, this is not going to kill you. Like, you are safe. This is going to help in the end. And so as she was digging in to my Achilles, digging in up my calf on the inside, the outside, and she like doesn't hold back because she knows the importance of keeping those areas loose and relaxed. And so as she was doing that, I was just breathing and I was like saying, this hurts, but I know this is for the greater good. This hurts, but I know this is for the greater good. And as I did that, I honestly was able to relax. It hurt. It was still painful. The pain was still there, but I was able to allow her to do the work that she needed to do with the belief that I was going to be better off after it was done. And here's the interesting thing that happened is that the pain was so much more tolerable than it typically is. However, I will tell you this, when I stopped guiding myself in that process, all of a sudden I would go to the response. Like if my brain started wandering off to something else, like, oh, what should I do about this? Or what am I thinking about this? All of a sudden I noticed that I no longer had the ability to stay calm, to stay breathing, that all of a sudden I was reacting again. I was like, ow, 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 that hurts so bad. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Oh, don't do this. I hate this. Don't touch that. Oh, I'm like moving. And I was thinking about that so much and how we can take this principle, this experience, and use it in our everyday life and in our businesses. And here's the thing is, it's so many times that in life when things get hard, we become reactive because we're overwhelmed, because it feels painful, because it feels really, really hard. All of a sudden we just like react to the experience. And in my massage and in that experience, as I lived on two different sides. Mostly I was able to stay in the place where I was in my mind, talking myself through it. Like, this feels terrible, but I know it's for the better. This hurts, but I'm not going to die. This is painful, but I know it's important. I could talk myself through that. I was able to stay calm. I was able to breathe. And in the end, I got the results of less tight muscles and tendons and all the things that happen down there I don't even know about. When I was reactive to the pain, to the hard, to the hurt, everything inside of me tensed up. I no longer had control over my foot flicking in the air. I know all of a sudden my hands became really tight. That sweat came, that like, oh, I hate this. This is terrible. No longer did I even think about the fact that it could be better for me in the end. And how often is that true for us when we're going through situations that feel really hard? Are we going, okay, this feels really hard, but I'm not going to die. This is really hard, but I'm experiencing growth because of this hard. This feels really painful, but I know that sometimes things that are painful will teach us lessons that we can't learn any other way. Or we're on the other side and we're like, this feels hard. I hate this. This feels painful. I'm not interested in this. I don't want to feel like this. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is annoying. Of course, this is happening to me. I don't want to learn anything from this. Like, why does this always happen to me? Why does this hurt so bad? Do you see the difference between the two? And honestly, yesterday in my mind, I I felt and I saw and I experienced, I was a witness of both. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that I wasn't, even in the peaceful Zen part of me that was able to like accept the massage, stay relaxed, stay breathing, even in that person I was. I didn't like it. I didn't think, oh, this is great. I'm so grateful for this, right? I just thought, this hurts really bad, but I believe it's for the greater good. This is really painful. It must be really tight. It must really need this kind of massage. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. But like I said, the second my mind wandered off, I experienced the other side of response, react, hate, pain, right? And so I just wanted to share this with you because I honestly believe that we experience this same thing so many times in our life. And if we're not intentionally thinking and focusing and staying focused on the goal of thinking clearly, accepting this lesson of hard and learning from it, growing from it, being better off because of it, then it can feel like a really, really terrible negative experience. But I loved being able to accept that massage and to believe that it was for the better of my body. I believe that I'm going to feel better today because of the work that I did yesterday. And I think that's so true for us in our businesses and our life. I wish it was all easy. I wish it was like all at the end where she's just massaging my face, my jawline, my cheeks. She's just moving around my eyes. She's like doing little pressure point things. The music is there. I'm breathing. Like, do I wish it could all be like that? Absolutely. Do we wish that life could all feel like that? Yes. But there will always be times when we have to go through the hard, where we have to do the deep tissue massage to get to where we need to be for the better, that helps us become stronger and more capable, and lessons learned that are super important. So, you know, every experience I go through on a daily basis turns into a life lesson for myself. And actually, I'm really grateful that my mind works like that, that it's always taking opportunity to learn a lesson outside of the experience, through the experience, really. And I hope that this speaks to you in some way. And maybe next time you find yourself in a position where it feels really hard, it feels really tight, it feels really painful, I want to invite you to really just breathe into that moment and trust that as you relax, you're going to be able to see things a little more clearly. You're going to be able to be more intentional with the decisions that you make, the words that you speak, the way that you respond, and also that you're going to be able to see the greater good that will come from that experience. I hope this is helpful for you, and thank you again for being here. Have the very best day.